It's family vacation time. Are you looking forward to it, or are you dreading the work and the stress, possibly? I hope you're looking forward to it. Here are some family vacation travel tips that my family have learned firsthand over the past few years, and I want to share them with you. Okay, this tip is really only necessary if you're traveling to another country. Maybe you're traveling to Canada, maybe you're going somewhere to the Caribbean, or maybe, maybe it's farther away, like we just recently went to Hong Kong, and we've been to Australia, and I've been to London and Europe, right? And so some of these places, it's very important to know the currency conversion before you go. That's the tip. Know the currency conversion before you go. And sometimes it's actually more beneficial to get your currency converted before you go, because when you're traveling, almost everywhere you go to convert your cash from US dollars to whatever local currency is, there's going to be a fee, and that fee can be up to 10%. I mean, it can be even more than that depending on where you go, but 10% is very typical, and so you just lost 10% of your money. Sometimes at the local banks they might not charge you. They might charge you market rate plus just a little bit for the transaction. It really depends on your bank. Ask them, because I've found that sometimes I can save money before that. But here's another tip that's even more interesting. Get your credit cards, call the credit card company and say, hey, I'm traveling here. Now, you don't have to do this as much anymore because they have that little chip in them. They're going to say, hey, you don't have to do that. Well, if you got the chip, you're fine. But I still like to do that. Call the credit card company and say, we're going to travel to this country, right? So expect charges on our card while we're there, and ask them, is there a conversion rate? What's the transfer rate, right? And we have found that most of our credit cards will not even charge a currency conversion rate. It goes market rate flat out, and so you can almost save all of that 10%. And you want to do it, and this is very important, and you want to have it charged in the local currency. Usually your credit card slips will say, you give them the card, they give you the slip to sign, and it'll say, do you want it charged in local currency or US dollars? If you check US dollars, they're actually charging you a conversion rate. They're charging you a currency conversion fee, right? That might be less 10%. And it's hard to do the math in your head if you don't know what it is, right? You almost have to have your calculator out to do that conversion and say, oh my gosh, they're charging me more. So I almost always choose local currency, and then when I get the credit card bill, the credit card gave it market rate, didn't charge anything, and so I actually did not lose any money. So a couple things: go to the local banks beforehand, know your currency conversion rate, know it. Go to local banks, call your credit card company, and in most cases using your credit card in the local currency, not US dollars, is the most beneficial approach. And you won't have to convert as much. But you want to usually have some local currency for, buying things at the flea markets, even like taxis and local, transportation. Sometimes you need some of that currency. But credit cards, when possible, can actually be the best, in the local currency can be the best option. So there you have it. If you're traveling abroad to another country, know the currency conversion and the other tips I just shared with you. I hope that tip was helpful. It was for us. We've got many more simple tips just like this one in our other videos. Go check them out.